Good evening, everybody. We're back to have a look at Hcmc, a stock which is currently sat on 0005. We're talking about what we're seeing when it comes to the short interest for the stock, for institutional ownership for the stock, and that sort of thing in today's video. So if it does sound like a good one, make sure to leave a like on this video and do subscribe. Like I said, it's only going to be a relatively short video, hopefully. It's only going to be a relatively small update when it comes to news, but I'm sure you guys do enjoy watching videos on Hcmc, so whenever there is a small thing to update you on, I definitely will be making them for you. I know I don't make them every single day, but trust me, we do have a few things coming up that I want to cover with the stock, and I definitely will do so. So make sure to subscribe. Again, you will not be seeing videos on Hcmc every single day, but there are a lot of other stocks and cryptos that we talk about, so feel free to subscribe. It is a place that you will enjoy. Do remember though, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. It's just my personal thoughts, opinions, and what I think based on what we're seeing. So yeah, the third thing I want to mention is the fact that we're doing a fundraiser for Save the Children. If you can donate, 100% of the funds do go straight there, and our fundraiser is ending on the 24th of December, so literally Christmas Eve. The more we can donate, the better, and the more of a positive impact we will be making going forwards into the festive period when people need it most. But we're going to start off by just quickly looking at the chart. I understand there's not too much to look at here, but we're just seeing the barcoding from Friday between a level of 0.0005 at the low end. I do believe it was. At the high end, we're touching 0.0006. And you will see, at some points, yes, we're going to 6.5, something like that, but really we're just in this range for the whole day. Zoom out to the past 5 days, and you will see that we have been in this range for the whole period. Zoom out to the past month, and you will see we are actually dropping. We're dropping from the 6 to 7 range in that barcoding level, all the way down now to the 5 and 6 range. Is this too significant? It's not the biggest deal in the world in my opinion, but it is just what we are seeing on the chart. And as you guys will know, as I have always said, Hcmc is going to be a long hold. When I say long, I don't mean a week, I don't mean a month, I don't really even mean a year. I think this one is more of a long-term hold, very, very long term, for multiple different reasons. But the price does appear to be leveling out to an extent right now. You will see we have been in a range similar to this in the past, touching 0.0005 back here on the 9th of September, so a couple of months ago actually. So that is a good thing in the sense that we do appear to have found the support there in the past, and I do not really think, or I do not really see any reasons as of current why we are going to drop any lower than this. Now, we always do have the potential of people getting scared or selling out of their shares due to boredom, and that's completely fine. But I think as long as people do remain in the correct mentality, knowing that this one is a long-term hold and a risky stock at that, they should be fine, because this one does still have that potential. Nothing has changed. I understand that less people are talking about it, but that doesn't mean it's because the stock is dead. It's because the stock isn't really even alive yet. This one is going to take a long time, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I think one of the subsequent effects that we're going to see is a potentially decrease in share price, or a potentially flat share price for some time. And I'm sure you guys do know that by now, but I just wanted to remind you of it. So a few other things that I want to have a look at for Hcmc are going to be figures like our volume. We can see that volume figures have been fairly okay for the past few days and weeks, which is really, really good. Now this chart shows us data up until just a couple of days ago. We're looking at the 5th, which was literally Friday, so it's very, very good. And we can see our data for Friday is fairly okay. Volume a little bit low, but long volume is still doing very, very well. And we had fairly high volume as well when it comes into Thursday, according to this website, which is shortvolumes.com. But yeah, volume has been fairly okay for Hcmc in the past couple of weeks and months, and that is a really good thing to see. Now, short volume is looking quite low in my personal opinion, and again, that's just my personal view. We can see this line, which is indicative of the short volume percent in the past couple of days and weeks, and you'll see it has been dipping quite low. Now it's coming back up again, but still is below 50%. I think that is a good thing to see, and I'm very, very happy at that. So coming over here, when we have a quick look on Fintel as well, we can see our numbers are still looking fairly good over here. I'm going to zoom back out, and I'm going to show you this, which is our short interest data. You'll see we have a short interest data from Fintel at 0%. So apparently there are no shorted shares, nobody is shorting shares anymore. And to an extent this makes sense, because the price, in my personal opinion, isn't going to move down too much more. There's not too much more room for it to move down. And I think people who are shorting Hcmc, it doesn't really make sense for them to do so anymore. Yes, from the highs at 6.5, it was going to come down. I'm talking about 0.0065. It was going to come down from there, probably, it was highly likely. But coming down to where we are right now, I just don't think there is much more room to move down. So that figure is understandable, but also it's not necessarily guaranteed. We have seen with AMC GME how these figures can be dishonest, but this is just what we're seeing apparently. And we do have a dark pool short volume which is still there, and that's at 281.7 million shares, and that is apparently a short volume ratio for the dark pool of 43.22% for those of you who were wondering. So overall, we're seeing that things are still looking fairly okay for the short interest in my opinion. Again, if it is coming down as it is apparently said to be, that's a good thing, and we can understand why for the reasons that I just outlined. And again, for the dark pool data, it's not the worst thing in the world in my personal opinion either. Now, another thing that I want to quickly highlight is going to be our institutional ownership, because there are a few changes in institutional ownership that I do want to point out, and actually we can see a few institutions have sold their shares. So file date is going to be the newest first, and this is November, and it's the 3rd of November. We can see that Kovac Advisors, which we covered a few weeks ago, they have apparently sold 100% of their shares. We can see that another company, which is called Shikaya, I believe it is, has also sold 66% of their shares. Now, let's talk about why, and let's talk about what this means. Is this a big deal? In my opinion, absolutely not. I don't think this is a big deal at all for many, many reasons. The first one is going to be the simple fact that yes, we do still have 11 institutions which are holding positions in AMC, in HCMC, and all of these are long, and that is a big deal, especially for a penny stock like this. Now, I understand that a few of these institutions may have also gone in with the approach that this one is going to be a relatively mid to short term even trade for them to make, and I do understand that sometimes it has happened in the past that this can be true, and it can definitely also be very profitable for people who do engage in this sort of trading. But on the other hand, HCMC isn't really a stock that does follow that trend in my opinion. It is going to be more of a long term. And I think some institutions can handle this, some institutions want to handle this, but I think others are perhaps not willing to hold onto the stock for the amount of time it may take. I don't see this as a bearish thing at all. I think from the beginning, most of the retail investors at least knew that this was going to be more of a long-term hold, and that does still apply. So to see a small decrease, and it is only a small number of shares, bear in mind, it's not a big deal in my personal opinion. So that's the latest with HCMC. Things are looking very, very good. Again, short interest is allegedly decreasing, which is good. We have apparently lost a few shares from institutions, but that's not necessarily bad, and I would like to say and still believe it is true that we have now found the bottom again at the 0.0005 range. So tell me your thoughts down below. I want to hear what you have to say. Thank you for watching this relatively short video, but now I want to tell you all about our Discord. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here, and again if you do join us it is completely free, link is down below, but if you do want to become a Patreon you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name, so your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.